Welcome everybody to another episode of Taxi Tales. Today we're talking about, can our government actually help us with our fertility rates? Let me know what you think. We have discourse like this every day. My car stinks of something. I have a feeling my wife ate durian before coming. It stinks of durian. Why does it stink of durian? Thank you, Simi Lancha, for the heart me. Legend. Simi Lancha. Nancy Lim, welcome. What do you guys think about today's topic? We have discourse like this every day. So tap to 5K. Let me know what you think. I've got stories to tell and stories to share. Hi, Nancy Lim. Welcome. Need to make it affordable for single person income household. Assuming for adults, I think you're saying for single people income household. How would that help fertility rates though? If they are single person income. Okay, so you're saying that I see what you're saying. I feel when both parents work, more stress, less time to think about kids. I see what you're saying. You're saying you should make it more affordable to raise kids for single parents, especially those like stay-home moms. So you are actually encouraging stay-home moms. I see. Can help advise Chinese race, please. The birth rates for Chinese communities is dropping. Well, it's not just for Chinese, Sham. Sham, you don't sound very Chinese. Now everything is expensive, so burden for both mom and dad. Yeah, that is true. But I was just I was having a long think about this, right? And actually, I have been talking to a lot of mothers. And so, tap, get us to 5K. Let me tell you some stories that mothers have shared with me. I've got one that a mother who is married, she is a pilot, right? So that's a story I'm going to tell. She's a pilot and she's also married to another pilot. So both pilot parents. Twin, and then they have 2 kids. So how do they make it work if both of them are pilots? Tap on that screen. Let's get those likes up. Rose me up if you appreciate today's. Thank you for the Go Popular. Send Go Populars as well and your heart me's to join the fan club. Let me know what you think in the chat. I feel like mums need to work also due to financial cost. Yeah, so I think it's very hard. I think it's very hard to say just make things more affordable, right? Because if you're making things more affordable, you're making things more affordable for single people as well, for people who aren't contributing to this. So if you're going to make things affordable, you're going to have to make things affordable for parents. Maybe not specifically single income household, because I think it's going to be very, very difficult to convince women, especially women who have gone through, many years of education, to not work, to just give up their careers completely. And I think there will be a lot of working moms or ex-working moms or single moms even that can feel this. To increase this, can you see? To increase child leave. That's one way to do it. Reducing costs. Arfi says increase child leave. Swimming for adults. I appreciate your contribution to this discourse. Please keep the comments coming. Reducing costs for school BTO for couples. That's definitely one thing. Free medical education for all kids up to age 18. Oh, you're talking about universal healthcare for kids and education. We are slowly seeping into socialism there already, following the Scandi template for governance. You can argue their birth rates aren't doing as great as well. So we've already got this is what they call a natural experiment, where the conditions already exist for you to just take somebody else's experiment, like Scandinavian countries, to see that even giving free medical and education does not actually help increase the fertility rates. Your big sister-in-law says no. How is it no? Allow flexible work hours. That could definitely help. Just FOC for all Singaporean child. Okay, no, you do that, and you can't just give money away. Your big sister-in-law. That's not a very helpful. Why don't we just pay people? Why don't we just pay people to have children? It's not a very sustainable model. You want to have one that will not cripple the economy and will not be too much of a burden to taxpayers' dollars as well. We want it to go well, to exactly that money should go to encourage parents, especially women, right? And this is the one point that I think I want to make, that a lot of the policies that we are going to say is to help parents, but mainly I think you should help women, especially career-minded women. Career-minded women. Now, we want to encourage fertility rates, but also we want to encourage fertility rates in the right direction. If you just put a blanket, policy to help all parents, how do I say this? You're going to encourage a lot of people who financially shouldn't be having so many children in the first place to have even more children. Not that they needed a lot of encouragement. You actually want the more educated, the more affluent, and I'm not being elitist here, I'm just saying you want a balance. You want a system where working career-minded mothers are not discouraged to have children because of their careers. Almost encouraging them to have children and knowing that it will not affect their careers. Okay, I've thought long and hard about this. Right, let's go through the comments because there are a lot. Have more schemes to encourage SAHM. Sorry, what's SAHM? Please explain. Example, family with 3 kids, but the leave is still the same and not by per child. That's a great example. If you want to encourage to have more children, it should be tiered, right? 1 child, certain number of leave, 2nd child, 3rd child, certain number of leave. Exactly. And having that knowing that it will not affect your career. Meaning, you want to incentivize mothers and employers to hire more working moms. Because working moms, they always have this nagging thought in the back of their head, like, the more children I have, the more this is going to affect my career. I know this because I have wife, sibling, friends that are working moms. And obviously you're not going to go to an interview and willingly offer the information, yeah, I want to have kids, this is the number of kids I want to have. Employers are not going to say, I am not going to hire you because you have not had kids and you plan to have some someday. But it's unspoken, right? Of course you can't do that because that would be discrimination. But employers don't have to outwardly say it for moms to know, or potential moms to know, that yeah, this person could not hire me, or my job and advancement could be inhibited, yeah, because of my spousal situation. So kids should start at 9 a.m. Kids Hub should start at 9 a.m. instead of 7:30 a.m. How would that help? SC and DC. The main issue, okay. Thank you for the heart me, Raymond Ho. Singapore schools start too early, very rushed and hectic. Okay. Oh, you're saying Singapore schools should start later. If they start and oh, that's a good thought. If they start at 7:30, if they start at 9, then parents can drop off. Or that could be quite. I think a good timing would be maybe 8:30. Then parents still got half an hour to reach, or an hour to reach work. Because if you don't have cars, assuming you take an hour to commute to work, and you drop your kids off at school at 8, maybe half an hour before school starts, and then you go to work, that could work. 7:30 could be quite early. That's a good point. That's a really good point. But I'm sure there are other considerations as well. As long as financial burdens are off the parents' shoulder, you can't relieve all the financial burdens. BTO too high, young generation cannot afford. No. I completely disagree with that. If a lot of them are defaulting on their BTOs, if they can afford to do that, their parents are more than happy to pay for their houses. I totally disagree with that. Parenthood tax relief should be able to utilize not just for income tax but as optional cash rebate. I see what you're saying, Ricky, but you run the risk of parents using that money for not using it for their children, which is also very dangerous. Boo Boo Annie, welcome back. Did you see your video? Fertility it's really too expensive to give births, yeah. I can see your point as well. But honestly, giving birth in public hospitals is not too expensive. It's quite affordable, actually. It's private deliveries that are the expensive ones. And we Singaporeans, we are very dependent on private. Like, a lot of us want that to go through the private route, right? So really the onus is on us. To have more children, parents need time and money. Yes, that is very true. So the discussion is, how are we going to get them more time and money? Main issue is marriage. Okay, Raymond Ho, expound on that. Increase maturity leave up to a year. Maturity leave. What is maturity leave? Maternity leave. I think that's what you meant to say. Increase maternity leave up to a year. Oof. The problem with that is, if you are an employer, right, and you are hiring a woman who's just newly married, and you know there's a good chance that she's going to give birth, and you want to employ her, say, to a higher management position, and you know that they're giving maternity leaves up to a year, as an employer, having one whole year of one of your senior management positions to be out, and technically you can't touch them as well, right? Because if they're on maternity leave, you cannot touch them at all. That could be very detrimental. A lot of women might even not want that, because knowing that they are forced to have that 1 year leave could be very detrimental to their careers, assuming they're pushing for promotion, stuff like that. And a lot of Singaporean women are quite ambitious nowadays, equally as ambitious as the men, as they have the right to be. So what we want to do is make sure that they don't feel like they're being a burden to their employers, that their employers are encouraged, obviously in a financial way, to want to hire them so that they will be more sought after. We want employers to actively look for working moms or potential working moms. For example, they give so many incentives for you to hire senior citizens, right? They give you I think there's like CPF exemption, stuff. There's a lot of like grants and bonuses and stuff like that for companies who hire senior citizens or people above 55. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe yes, that is true. Grants, bonuses that they give. That is a good example of how I think if they move towards that direction, people will go for like, hey, it makes us money. If it makes us money to hire working moms, why don't we go look for more working moms? Working moms, knowing that, they know that they are basically, you want to make it up to a point where women or potential moms are more sought after, up to the point where men start complaining, where men start feeling like, hey, you give so much incentive to the working moms that now companies are looking more for these working potential mothers, that men are at a disadvantage. Then that's where okay, you draw the line there. Allow polygamy and society have a more open acceptance of unwed mothers. I can see your unwed mother point, but I think for Singaporeans, for very good reason, we hold on to the institute of marriage and we sort of sanctify it. It is upheld for good reason, not just religious, but you also must think that our housing market is heavily dependent on and incentivizing, again using the word incentivizing, married couples, because they are the ones who are most likely to have children, right? And to raise good children as well. One could argue that having unwed mothers or single mothers having a society of too many of unwed mothers or single mothers maybe got to choose my words here, may not be very good for the children's upbringing. Not that single mothers should be disrespected or looked down upon. It's just that, I mean, it's hard enough to have two parents. To do it alone, that is way harder, right? And it's no fault of the mother if she has to raise the child, or any single parent, right? Even if moms wanna stay home mom, to take care of kid, they can't because of costs. Exactly. So we want to know that I think a lot of we could not. How would that work? Give grants to stay-home mothers, then you're sort of encouraging mothers to not work. Some mothers to not work. And then what you'll get is, unfortunately, a lot of lower affluent, less educated mothers who are already intending to stay at home even more, or to stay home longer, basically not go back into the workforce even after the kids are older. You could impose like a sort of like maybe a 3-year grant or something like that. That could work. But knowing our educated and very ambitious mothers, that would only work probably for, sorry to say, the lower CES people. I'm not discriminating against them. I'm just saying it has to be balanced. Unfortunately, in our society, in all societies, it's the lower CES, which there's nothing wrong to be low CES, I would consider myself low SES as well. It's the lower SES or the lower income, lower class. Do I want to use the word class? We're not a class system here, so you know what I'm saying, right? People with lower affluence, lower education, they are the ones that are popping out children. It's the middle class and the upper class that are not. And you actually want the middle and upper class to give birth more, because their children are more likely to contribute to society. I'm talking from a purely sociological point of view and probably socio-economical point of view, right? Problem is lack of time to take care of child. That is a very good point. Not to mention career. I think the females are generally main caregivers, and the kind of mental load on them, and employers always penalize women who's pregnant and take leave to take care for children. Stephanie, you're exactly right. I think women should speak up more about this. I mean, I think all women think it, but no one is actually... I mean, women have their rights now. I think it's quite fair, but a lot of women are scared to voice their worries. This is hard to say because I'm not a woman, right? But I hear so many women tap on the screen to get me to 5k likes. I'll tell you stories. Imagine the one I'm going to tell you is about two pilots. Mom and dad are both pilots, but they somehow make it work. I work with MSF. I tell you one outrageous case. The family has multiple special needs kids. Oh dear. Bumu Annie agrees with Stephanie. Kel, hello, nice to see you again. Guess the ethnicity. I'm not gonna do that. Thank you for the rose, Bubu Annie and the heart me. Normally parents send the kids to school and go to work. Yes, shocking revelation I found out recently is both natural parents are special needs too. Not shocking at all. Not like government can help us raise our children, not about money anymore. You make a good point, Stephanie. It's a lot about time as well. Unfortunately, right, the middle class and the upper class, even if you gave them time, right, and I've seen it, even if you gave them time, they don't necessarily want to spend time with their children. They would use other things like tuition, enrichment classes, also to keep their kids occupied. They argue that those things are value adding to their kids. But they don't, I mean, a lot of the things that they send their kids to tuition for, right, they can teach the kids themselves. They just don't want to. They value their me time, they value their whatever time that, work, they value work over their kids. They would rather be spending more time at work and going on holidays, going out with their friends. I mean, I do have a lot of friends like that, and they would rather hire a maid to take care of all the kids' needs. The maids are the ones, domestic helpers are the ones sending the kids to all these enrichment classes. So these parents, they sort of outsource all the duties, right, of being a parent. So it's not like if you gave the parents more time that they would be spending time with the kids. I think a lot of parents, we try to outsource as much as we can because they appreciate their me time more. That's just a very, I mean, you could say that's a cynical outlook, but I see it so much, right? There are so few of my friends that I see that actually want to spend a lot of time with their kids. And you can see there's so much of a difference between kids who are raised by their parents than being raised by everyone else. Singaporeans like to say this, right? it takes a village to raise a kid. No, it doesn't. It takes two parents. It does not take a village. If you're using a village to raise a kid, probably doing it wrong. Because the village, think about it this way, that village won't be around forever to raise your kid. But you are the one who's always going to have to be, 30 years from now, they're still going to be your kids. And if 30 years from now, they are not contributing to society in a correct way, or they're causing problems in your life, or if they're still living under the roof, hey, guess what? That's on you. That's not on the village. That's on you as parents, that you have not given your children enough of your time and your skills to make sure that they can go out there and contribute and make their own way in life. Blood type B, what's that? The falling sick very often and working parents. Yeah, like, oh yeah, that one I get, because my kid falls sick all the time. So how did the kids come under protection under the government? Because special kids needs parents neglected all their kids. What? We call them CYPs, child youth under protection. That's tough. Rebuttal: maternity leave versus the cost of infant care. That's not a rebuttal, that's a maternity leave versus the cost of infant care. So you're saying more maternity leave and lower the cost of infant care? How would that help employers how would that make working mums more employable? What I am saying is, if you make working mums more employable, and working mums knowing that they are more employable, I think they will be more encouraged and more at peace to have children, knowing that, oh yeah, the more children I have, the more employable I'll be. In fact, yeah, the more children I have, the more employable I'll be. Employers are encouraged to go out and find more working moms with more. So it should be tiered, right? If you have one kid, the employers get certain benefits, and then if you have two kids, the employers get certain even more, 3, 4, 5. Bro, you live now will affect now these timing peak Friday fares. Yes. But I'm doing streaks, so my shift is at 12. SG law already protect women. That's the Women's Charter, yes. Government should just hire the mothers themselves. What? They can't pass this to private sector. You can't just hire. What are you gonna do with the women? They need to feel properly employed. You can't just say like, here's a job. What's the job? It's gonna apply to their degree or apply to their life. They should feel fulfilled by their job, right? Just gonna hire random working moms to do what? Your solution needs to be sustainable, long term, and it should concern mothers who want to have a career. Women are educated nowadays; they want to have a career. Don't just hire them out of pity. Obligation. You got a kid. All right, let's find a job for you then. No, they should feel like, yes, me being a mother is contributing to society, and employers want to hire mothers. What was your previous job? I had my own business. So yeah, I'm a good, because I was employer prior to being a Grab driver. Maybe Zheng Hu secretly gave up liao. No. If they are willing to give up free meals to get people to date, they have not given up. Trust me. Pregnancy should be a job. Okay, but women can serve their form of NS. So you are saying that they should mandate all women to give birth, just like they do with all men going to NS? Low income making babies like rabbit. Exactly, Earthy, and that's not exactly helping, right? Not that there's anything wrong with low-income people or them having babies. You want to have balance. You want the middle and upper class to have babies as well. It's cheaper for a government to focus on foreigners anyways. What? It's not actually. It is not. And they are already putting in so many policies to restrict foreigners coming into Singapore. So what are you... Oh gosh. DPM Gun already import 30k immigrants for a period of 5 years. That's really low, you know. This problem is settled. Oh my goodness. Rich people will have lots of kids. How? I don't see a lot of rich people having a lot of kids. Is the middle class having the same issue? Yes, you get a lot of single children families now. Zheng Hu just cannot declare openly. Political survival supersedes democracy. Okay, why does this have to become political suddenly? Even got BTO coming up in Little India. What do you think? Oh my goodness, there's BTOs coming out all over Singapore. Why do you have to make this political? The OGs of Singapore will soon be like the last of the Mohicans. I mean, yes, they will have to pass on. So employers will sack working moms. That is the reality. Employers will talk about KPI. So Chris, exactly, we want to make sure that employers are encouraged, almost incentivized, just like they do senior citizens. When I was an employer, I remember I told my HR we should look for more senior citizens to work, because we get so many grants and so many bonuses just from hiring senior citizens. You get like levy waiver for not levy waiver, sorry. You get waivers for their CPF. You get bonuses, straight up bonuses for hiring senior citizens, like a rebate. Yeah, they rebate their salaries. As an employer, I'm like, that's awesome. Why don't they do that for working moms as well? Could be, it's going to be way more expensive, I know. But if you are serious about increasing your fertility rates, if I'm a working mom and I know my employers gets benefits from me being a working mom, from the number of children I have, I know that if I have a second or third or even fourth child, I don't need to worry because my employer gets paid more. So I don't have to worry about me losing my job. Does not help with the career advancement. I do realize that. Actually, it does. If you give rebates on working moms' salaries, then think about it this way: the employer is more justified to give working moms a higher salary, because knowing that they will get the rebates because they're working moms. And if they have more kids, I'm like, yes. If I'm an employer, like, yes, have more kids, more rebates for me. Life is strange. Usually those couple who want to have children don't get any. Okay, that's a separate discussion. The goal is to procreate. The byproduct is career growth with increased leave. I really don't think increasing the leave by too much is going to help. I see your point of increasing the leave days, which they have already done. 6 months, right? Which is already quite progressive. It's way more than some of our other more first world developed countries, right? Those who don't want yet have many. Those who don't want yet have many. Oh, that's true. The Women Interest Initiative led by Minister years ago was for securing women's votes. Okay. Even if employees get incentives, it couldn't stop colleagues who doesn't understand from gossiping. They can gossip all they want. You can gossip all you want, but end of the day, it's up to the employer to dole out the promotions, the pay increments. So talk all you want, right? If I'm a mother, go ahead, talk all you want. I'm gonna have many kids. You want to have the same incentives as me? Have kids. Go get married and have kids. Don't want this? Shut up. Oh, sorry, I don't mean shut up, but you know what I mean. Mothers will just think of that. What? I'm being my employer is being paid more for me to have kids, to encourage me to have kids, I'm gonna have kids, and then I can enjoy a good career while being a mother, having dual income in my family, raising my kids. That seems like an awesome life. I'm gonna have more kids, more mothers going into the workforce with this information in mind. Yes, my employers are going to get incentivized from me. I feel that they would be more encouraged to stay in a marriage, for example, to have more children, knowing that their careers are safe because of that. Ask the lady heading the task to give birth first. Heading the task. It affects the team synergy. Stephanie, yes. But one can argue, you think about it this way, if you have colleagues, if I had colleagues bitching about a fellow colleague getting pregnant, the colleague that is bitching to me, I would judge that colleague more, because what kind of human being are you to look at somebody's choice of procreation as a form of discrimination? Like, what kind of human being are you? You know what I mean? Like, if you are discriminating them because they're not working hard, or their promotion or the increment is not merited, fine. I see what you're saying. Like, why is the boss giving that person the promotion and not me or this other person? That's fine, because we are a meritocracy society, right? But if you're going to start discriminating someone for choosing to have children, I mean, that says a lot about you as a human being. One could argue you really shouldn't be promoted. Because if you are, and then how are you going to discriminate on your subordinates who are also going to make certain life choices? Yeah, what kind of leader will you be if that's, hey Macy, thank you for the heart me. Macy, what do you think thank you for the Go Popular. What do you think about today's topic? Maternity leave is still at 4-month father, 6 weeks, but can transfer to mother, so 5.5 months. Yeah, so that comes up to about 6 months. Most dads take like a week or two and then transfer the rest to the mom. I mean, it depends on the couple, right? If the mother is if the father is a stay-at-home dad, then the mother can, or not stay-at-home. If the mother is the main breadwinner, then she can transfer her maternity leave to the dad, and the dad can stay home more. So it works. So what's the problem? How's the premium call? Let's not talk about it. I'm still stuck on. They haven't given me my car back yet. Fantastic shades for the community's heart me. Macy, you're gonna tell me what these gifts are. I don't know what's this fantastic shades. Hi Sam, have a great stream. Thank you very much. Thank you Macy for sharing the live. What a legend. Yes guys, help share the live if you want to get more discourse on this topic. It's a Friday night, so there aren't going to be a lot of us here. The topic is not shown. Why is it not shown? Can government help fertility rates? You can't see it, Sam? You can't see it, Sam? Because I saw people like that in the workplace. People like what? Bitching about their colleagues who are getting pregnant. Exactly, you judge the people. Are you the one judging other pregnant women? Actually, the issue is with the increase of dings. What is dings? Not much incentive to marriage or even be a parent. Yeah, okay, that's a good point. The topic is not sure about that. Social media promotes lifestyle and living the good life, so why bring own self-trouble? Social media promotes lifestyle, living a good life, so why bring own self-trouble? I mean, some people want it. I want it. My wife and I really wanted it. Sorry, I got distracted by the the song. I think the situation is very similar to South Korea. High competitive, yes, it is very similar to. They also have the same problem. Maybe government should have an incentive where newlywed families came to pledge procreation. You can't get them to do that. And then what if they don't? What happens? They get demerit. they get penalized for not procreating. You can't enforce it, Ricky. You can't enforce it. If anything, it'll just be lip service. Haha, it just pops up. It says can personalize the stickers. Wow. Calling, baby, I ain't fooling. I'm gonna send ya back for some schooling. Way down the side, honey, you need it. I gotta give you my love. I gotta give you my love. Thank you, Macy, for the nice emojis. Oh, is that the fantastic shades? Double income, no kids. Double income, no kids. Yeah, we have a lot of that nowadays. So how do you encourage them to have kids? I feel that Singapore should invest in Singaporeans, else Singapore is going to be a trash country soon. Kembali, trust me, they are investing in Singaporeans. It's Singaporeans who don't want to invest in themselves. Then prioritize BTOs. Don't they already get priority BTOs? Yeah, prioritize BTOs please for people with houses. With houses. Shouldn't you prioritize those newly married couples? Because they are the ones who are most likely to have children, right? Dual income, no kids. Okay. Thank you. Dual income, no kids. Thanks for the explanation. Right. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for that. Ding. Dual income, no kids. I didn't know there was an abbreviation for the dual income, no kids. Yeah. I mean, some couples outright just have chosen to not have kids, as is their right to choose, right? Give them higher chances for bigger houses. Give who? Give who exactly? Tombale. The number of letters TikTok allows is too low. I can't get it in one message. That's true. Thank you, Sky Clue. Maybe we should do this on YouTube. Do follow me on YouTube. Okay, I should. I'm trying to get my videos up on YouTube. Do check it out. I haven't even changed the name yet, so just give me some time, right? And then what I want to do soon is go live on both YouTube and TikTok. And then appearing here, this is the guy CEO of Defunct Stickies Bar. Yes, I am. Appearing here. What do you mean? Appearing here. For people who has given birth to say 2 to 3 kids, priority for bigger houses. Okay. Okay. That's an interesting point. But wouldn't they already have a house? So if you're saying they want to BTO, assuming they didn't BTO the first time, yeah, why didn't they just BTO for a bigger house when they were newly married, knowing that they wanted kids? It just seems like very poor planning. If they bought, let's say, a 3-room or 4-room flat, and then decided to have 3 kids. Just seems like very poor planning there. If you go YouTube rabbit hole of HDB interior design, most home are dings. Go figure. No, I'm just saying. If I'm going to do the streams, I might as well do the stream simultaneously on YouTube and TikTok, so people can choose. Yeah. Trust me, most employers are harsh and ruthless to maximize their profits. Using AI will be a tool. What's that got to do with the discussion today? It's nothing to do with the discussion today. We are talking about employability of mothers, that increasing fertility rates. AI taking over more jobs is a separate issue altogether. It's hard to get a big house, easier to BTO a small house. Okay. Get resale. I don't know. I don't think that's it's a very nuanced group of people who is not a big population of Singaporeans. Plus, if they already had 3 kids, you want to increase fertility rates, right? If they've already had 3 kids, the likeliness of them having even more than that is low. The more kids they have, the chances of them having even more will subsequently decrease, right? Yeah. So why would you give them even more priority to get BTOs, knowing that they are even less likely to have kids? Those with 2 to 3 houses. I see what you mean, but it actually goes again. It doesn't encourage. Kola says it's too expensive for kids. No, it's too expensive for the parents, you mean. Do need a man cave to dual stream. Do it. Well, I can't afford it. Government not interested. They already gave up. What are you talking about? They just gave up free meals initiative to get people to date. They have a whole task force dedicated to this. How can you all say that they've given up? It is in their interest for Singaporeans to have more kids. It is in their interest. Listen to this. It is in their interest for Singaporeans to have more kids. Why would they give up? That makes no sense. The replacement plan is neutralizing. Why would they do that? What they want more Singaporeans. More Singaporeans means more taxpayers' dollars. What are you talking about? Please sing high and dry. Sure. After you just outed me like that, Hollywood Boulevard. The culture. Join me as a super fan. I'll accede to all your requests. The culture must change. The high achievement culture is both our greatest strength and our weakness. That's a good point. Xiao Cloud, thank you for sharing the live. If children are so valuable to Singapore, they should pay top dollar for it. Yeah, if I was minister. This guy's name is If I Was Minister. Yes. So what? How should we pay top dollar? You can't just say, just give money. How should you give it? That it will be encouraging more middle and upper class people to have children. Don't just blindly dish out money. People will abuse it for sure. They put Indrani on the panel. She has no kids. You don't have to have the whole panel. You probably want to have someone who has no kids to have an opinion there as well. You need to balance it, right? And she's Indian as well, so you want to have that racial balance as well. I don't think it's that bad. You can't have everyone on that panel to have kids. Then it will be heavily skewed towards parents who already has kids. You want someone who doesn't have kids to give their opinion. They can ask people to have more kids when companies won't even give them the basics to raise one. Macy, what a great point. So you want, Macy, you are making exactly making the point that I was making. You see, great minds think alike. They should incentivize the companies to make working mums, specifically working mums, more employable. Just like how they do with special needs people, with senior citizens. You get rebates and what's the word for it? Certain exemptions. If so, Simon and Julia can hear. Hollywood Boulevard, you clearly know me, so why don't you just say who you are? Besides hiding behind the keyboard. DM me and we can have a conversation. If you want, I can invite you on and you can show your face instead of hiding behind some keyboard. They can't ask people to have more. Kids have company won't. Okay, we already read that. Some comments in the live were filtered. So, guys, some of your comments were blocked by TikTok, not by me. Bro, you tear the veil, then you will see the truth. If you need to give targeted credits like SkillsFuture 2K a month spent on qualified vendors. Okay, yes, exactly, something like that. Something heavily excuse me, what happened there to my voice? Not specifically on vendors. I don't think giving SkillsFuture out will encourage people to have more kids. Why not ask why your grandfather generation have lots of kids? Well, we all knew the answer. Again, lower income, lower education. There were so many reasons. Birth control wasn't a thing back then. The birth control pills only came out in, I think, 1970. So yeah, as soon as birth control pills came out, my mom, my grandmother, and that whole generation were popping them like no tomorrow. If I have 2 kids, I know I will confirm get a 5-room. I won't mind to get the 3rd kid. Yeah, but the likelihood of you see, you will, maybe there's a chance for you to get 1 more kid. But if I prioritize a newly wed couple with 0 kids, there's a chance that they will have 1, 2, 3 kids. High chance, a higher probability that they will have more children, right? So I see your point, but it's not to just objectively to keep to this objective. Prioritizing people who already have a HDB and already have kids doesn't seem to help this. All 4 judges given you bad reviews and I'm one of them. Oh, okay. Which one are you? Let me know. Let me know. I don't mind. So who were the 4? Oh, I don't even remember. Yeah. Show yourself. So you're clearly a celebrity. Let us know who you are. Are you Ken Lim? I mean, if Ken Lim was in this chat, why not? Right? All first world got this issue. Yeah, I think so. I gotta go soon, guys, so I appreciate the comments. Hollywood Boulevard, if you want to let me know who you are, you can just DM me. Don't be shy too. Okay, I think certain religion cannot use any birth control options. Sam, you're absolutely right. How many actually got 9 to 5 job nowadays? Most Singaporeans. Ted Chen, voice of reason. Give people more money, and if they have up to 4 kids, they can enjoy up to 0 income tax. I see what you're trying to say, Ted. That's what we are discussing. But incentivizing just the parents alone, I don't think it's enough, because what I was saying is you will encourage the lower income and education people to have more kids. What we want to balance the economy as a whole is across the board. You should get more middle class and upper class people to give birth as well, right? So it's a good thought, but how do you spread that out evenly so that the middle class and the upper class have more children? It's so hard to get 5-room the first try, especially 5-room. Okay, Dombala, it seems like you're a bit jaded there. Were you one of them who struggled to get a 5-room? I'm like 9, 10, 11. Where got 9 to 10? Where got time? You can get another job, Kola. If you're working 9 to 10, then either you're overworked or you value career over your kids, which means if working 9 to 10, you probably have a decent income. Giving you more government incentives to have children probably wouldn't encourage you at all. Yeah, Actually, if you know, MOM did mention working hours is 10 hours, 9 hours is working, 1 hour is for break. Yeah, that's the guidelines, right? But who follows it? Yeah, I struggled there, ended up with a 4-room. So Tumbalik, you see, you're the only one here having this problem. If they prioritize you, you seem, I'm sorry about your situation, but you seem like a minority here, a tiny minority. Why would they prioritize you? You know what I mean? Sorry for your situation, but you could have made other choices, right? Government needs to fully finance kids up to age of 16 using credits. Skills Future credits. They already do have grants like that. Decent income, less incentive. Decent income, less time. Less incentive, less time. Yes. That's just true for all jobs. It doesn't help with this discussion. So if I can get a 5-room, I might be able to consider more kids. Now I won't even try. Tumbalik, again, it just seems like poor planning. So it's not the government's responsibility to help you make better choices in life. Sorry to say, maybe you were younger, maybe you weren't planning to have 3 kids, right? But how would the government have possibly be able to see that and help you out with it? It's gonna be, you need time to take care of the kids. Or you think maid can raise a kid? No, I don't think. I agree, parents do need to spend more time with kids. Although, like I said earlier, my earlier point, even if you give parents more time to spend with their kids, a lot of parents don't want to spend time with their kids. They rather outsource that role to helpers, to tuition classes, enrichment classes, and then eventually when they get home, iPad. They do all this so the parents can have their own me time, right? Which is, I mean, it's not necessarily true where if you give parents more time, that they would spend that time with their kids. Just like not necessarily if you give parents more money, that they will spend that money on their children as well. A lot of parents spend that money on themselves. Allow us to live freely in free trade zone Johor in Malaysia and mate in Johor but on SGD. Oh gosh, there is I'm sorry, but how does that protect Singapore's interests in any way? Wouldn't that just push a lot of people and money to Johor, which is not part of the Singaporean state? Oh gosh. Oh dear. Okay. Do you have many kids? I have one. And we have a 5-room. So planning, you see? Planning. And we didn't want to wait for BTO, so we just bought resale. Great topic. Thank you, Sagittarius. Unfortunately, I gotta go. So I'll do one song. And Hollywood Boulevard, this is for you. Although you are still hiding behind your... I'll do one song. What's stopping you? We just had one. My kid's just 1 year old. We are gonna have more. Don't worry. Why are you targeting me? I'm not the increased fertility rates. I'm already having kids and planning to have kids. I can't just spam. I can't just spam kids at one go, Two jumps in a week. I bet you think that's pretty clever, don't you, boy? Oh, okay, Tumbalat. Sorry, I couldn't. Your message doesn't translate well through TikTok, so misunderstanding. That's fine. Pretty future. You kill yourself for recognition. You kill yourself to never ever stop. You broke in another mirror. You turn it into something you are not. Although I do appreciate your comments today, Tombala. You seem very passionate about it. Don't leave me high. Don't leave me dry. Don't leave me high. Don't leave me dry. I don't like. Do they have like a karaoke version? Because this one's loud. Thank you everyone for joining the stream today. Do hit a follow on my page and follow me on Instagram as well. That helps. I only have very few followers on Instagram, so do follow me there. Turn on your notifications. I'm here 10 p.m. every day. I may change my Saturday's worship stream to make it more topical, right? But Saturday streams are more Christian focused, right? What else? What did I miss? We are sponsored by Party Pal. All super fans get this month is Nasadine. We're sponsored this month by Nasadine. So kills all germs, fast acting, clinically tested. I had the sniffles yesterday and opened this, used it, it's gone today. So it really works, right? Very effective for COVID patients as well. And all super fans get this in your mailbox for free. It'll come next month. What did I miss? Join us as super fans, support local talent. I'm here at 10 p.m. every day. Join us on our Taxi Tales Telegram chat. Taxi Tales SG. Recognition from corporate is more important. Try look. Yeah, I already made all those points. These are, yeah. Thank you, Tumbalik, for joining the fan club. At least I got something out of today. Gerald, you were here all this while. I didn't see you comment anything. Thank you everyone and good night. See you tomorrow. Macy, you pick tomorrow's topic. DM me. Think of something Christian related. Thank you guys. Good night.